Meet Nekozane, she sits right next to me, but let's be real, she is currently speedrunning a coma. Face down, hood up, permanently AFK. I am analyzing her vitals from here, and I'm pretty sure she has ascended to a higher plane of existence. The teacher loses his absolute mind. He is screaming at the top of his lungs, demanding she rejoin the living. He is projecting pure rage, trying to assert dominance over the classroom ecosystem, but the target of his aggression is completely immune to his sonic attacks. He escalates the violence and bonks her right on the skull. But here's the kicker, she tanks the hit without flinching. She didn't even register the damage. That is absolute menace energy right there. Realizing he has been defeated by a sleeping teenager, he admits defeat and walks away. It has been 3 days and I haven't seen her face once. You have to respect the audacity of treating the classroom like a bedroom. The teacher realizes his pay grade is not high enough for this, so he decides to outsource the trauma. He corners Seno, the poor guy unfortunately sitting directly in the splash zone. He hands down the mandate. Since Seno is the neighbor, he is now the designated human alarm clock. The strategy is simple. Shout until the sleeping beast awakens. Seno's brain completely short-circuits. He can barely make eye contact with the floor without sweating, and now he has to micromanage a coma patient? You have to understand the meta here. This guy has been playing on stealth mode since the tutorial. He has not even unlocked basic dialogue options with the male NPCs yet. Asking him to wake up a girl is like asking a level 1 goblin to solo a raid boss. The difficulty curve just went vertical. The teacher secures the deal with a heavy pat on the shoulder and tactically retreats before Seno can say no. Seno is left standing in the cold, realizing he just got drafted for the front lines. Seno dials up his boy Takada, hoping for a shoulder to cry on, but instead he gets absolutely cooked. Takada straight up admits he knew Seno was going to crash and burn, and watching it happen in real time is the highlight of his day. You can practically see Seno's health bar drop to 0 from that emotional crit. The flashback is just painful to watch. The man actually tried. He bought the colored contacts, he styled the hair like a main character, but his anxiety looked at all that effort and said, nope. He spent the entire opening ceremony fighting the urge to hurl in the nurse's office. Now the social hierarchy is set in stone, every click is locked in, and he is the odd man out looking in. Takada tries to salvage the wreckage of this conversation. He tells Seno to lower the difficulty setting, just grab one friend and survive the year. Seno swallows the lump in his throat and nods. He tells himself he can do this, hyping himself up for the bare minimum. But the universe has a sick sense of humor. The second Takada gets an invite to karaoke, he hangs up without a second thought. Instant betrayal. Seno is left staring at the dead phone line, realizing he ranks lower on the priority list than a tone-deaf rendition of a pop song. He refuses to take the loss though. He marches to the classroom, psyching himself up to force a social interaction by sheer will. He grips the handle, slides the door open with maximum confidence, ready to make his debut, only to find absolutely nobody home. Just an empty room, silence, and the echo of his shattered dignity. The server wasn't fully wiped just yet. Seno spotted one lone camper AFK by the window, totally zonked out under a coat like she was waiting for a respawn timer. He tried the polite NPC dialogue options first. 0 response. With the late bell ticking down like a doomsday clock, he had to initiate a manual reboot. He physically lifted her head just to check for a pulse. Critical error. She didn't just wake up, she launched a full contact grapple. She locked onto him like a heat-seeking missile acquiring a target. Seno's brain flatlined. She was hyperventilating and clinging to his shirt for dear life. He just stood there buffering, trying to process the sudden genre shift from slice of life to psychological thriller. The wind kicked up and time stopped. Staring right into the danger zone, he realized something crazy. He had never actually unlocked her character model's face until this exact second. Talk about a high-resolution reveal. She invades his personal bubble and screams the name Masamune Shiratama with the intensity of a drill sergeant on a Monday morning. The girl in the back responds by face-planting into her desk with the impact force of a meteorite, then instantly logs back out of reality to resume her nap. Seno stands frozen outside the study room, his clothes practically sliding off his frame, looking like he just got mugged by a ghost in broad daylight. Back in class, his brain is still buffering. Sure, the tactical face slam was weird, but that name is the real brain teaser he cannot solve. He locks onto the name Masamune and decides it has to be a samurai. He even doodles a little warrior with an eye patch just to validate his galaxy brain theory. He thinks he is Sherlock Holmes cracking the case, but the caption box explicitly labels him low IQ. You know you are down bad when the manga itself starts roasting you. She didn't just skip class, she straight up ghosted him, sent to the lobby without a trace. He is wandering the streets like a lost NPC, running the calculations in his head trying to figure out what her deal is. Is she an assassin, a spy, or just allergic to education? Then, the plot armor kicks in. The universe decides to throw him a bone. His eyes lock onto a sign for a rescue cat cafe hidden away on the second floor. Because of course, nothing says secret base like a bunch of cats. He heads up the stairs, guard completely down, probably thinking about fluff balls and toe beans. He turns the corner and almost face plants right into a girl standing in the hallway. He hits the brakes hard, shifting his weight back just in time to avoid a collision. He does a double take so hard I think I heard a vertebrae crack. It is her. The samurai herself, Nekozane. But she is not holding a blade or plotting a takedown. She is just standing there, chilling with a shopping bag like a normal human being. The absolute audacity. Before his brain can even reboot to process the absurdity, she drags him inside. He steps into the lounge, and it is Fluff City. He is standing there waving a feather toy around like a confused tourist in a gift shop. He takes a seat and starts calculating the odds of this being a prank. Slam. A can of cocoa hits the table like a gavel in court. She gets right in his grill. Zero personal space. No smile. Just a cold interrogation demanding to know why he knows her name like he is some kind of stalker. Panic mode engaged. He drops the harsh truth. He sits right next to her in class. Talk about absolute NPC energy. She did not even know he existed. Thank the anime gods, a cat saves him from the cringe. He greets Masamune like they are war buddies, leaving her completely stunned. Watching her nuzzle the cat triggers a flashback. That earlier hug was not romance. She was just sleepwalking and mistook him for a giant body pillow. Mystery solved and his ego is deleted. She drops the cool act and declares cats are superior to humans. Can't argue with that logic. She introduces the squad. Masamune the pirate, and Shiratama the furniture destroyer. And then there is Kinako. Her special talent? Projectile vomiting. He realizes taking care of this zoo is a full-time job. Seeing the cold samurai melt over a kitten hits him right in the feels. He is catching feelings, but she snaps him back to reality before he can simp too hard. She drops the bomb. Their high school has a strict ban on part-time jobs, meaning this gig is classified information. Seno locks it in immediately, swearing he will not snitch. He knows the rules. Keep it quiet, or it is game over. She tries to bounce, but Seno's mouth moves faster than his brain. He yells for her to wait. She spins around, locking eyes with him, and he immediately realizes he has absolutely zero plan. His mind is empty, just tumbleweeds blowing through his skull. So he defaults to full NPC behavior. He stiffens up like a board and formally introduces himself like he is at a high-stakes job interview. The second the words leave his mouth, the regret is instant. He wants to self-delete right there on the spot. Nekozane just stares at him. The air gets heavy. You could cut the tension with a knife. Then, she points to a can of cocoa and cracks a mischievous smile. She puts a finger to her lips. It is a bribe, a literal hush fee for her seat neighbor. Seno takes the cocoa, fully accepting his new life as a criminal accomplice. He really just sold his silence for a drink. Later that night, Seno realized he was in way over his head, so he called for backup. He dialed Takata, absolutely desperate for a tutorial on how to function like a normal human being instead of a social potato. He begged for the cheat codes to social interaction, then immediately dropped the bomb. He admitted there was a specific target he was interested in, and Takeda's radar went off instantly. You can practically hear the gears turning in his head. Seno started listing her stats like she was a shiny Pokemon he just encountered. She likes cats. Heck, she basically is a cat. Big eyes, zero expressions, and a total enigma wrapped in a school uniform. But he had seen a glitch in the Matrix, a rare moment of gentleness that broke her character model. He told Takata he just wanted to unlock the friendship achievement, but come on, we all know that is a lie. The silence on the other end was louder than a flashbang. Takada was not buying that innocent act for a second. He knew his boy was absolutely cooked. Stick a fork in him, he is done. So he hit him with the Santa Claus philosophy. You do not tell a kid Santa is not real, and you do not tell Seno he is catching feelings. He decided to let him figure it out the hard way, because that is what real friends do. The next day, Judgment Day arrived. The classroom door slid open, and Nekozane logged into the server. Seno did not waste a single frame. He locked in, adjusted his mental crosshair, and initiated the greeting protocol. He hit her with a high-energy good morning, but she parried it with the ultimate defense. Who are you? Critical hit. Emotional damage was off the charts. He frantically explained he is the guy from yesterday. After a buffering pause that lasted an eternity, she finally downloaded the memory file. Seno almost passed out from the sheer relief. He could not take another loss like that. Back in the lab, also known as his bedroom, he cooked up a master plan. The strategy was simple. Show her a cool item, trigger a conversation, and secure the bag. He rehearsed the lines until his tongue went numb. Back in reality, his heart beat like a dubstep drop. The fear of looking like a creep was real, but Takada's words echoed in his skull. Do not be an NPC. Make a move. He went all in. He shoved his notebook in her face like he was flashing a police badge. Check this out. She took one look at his masterpiece and delivered the verdict. That looks ugly. Absolutely ruthless. He tried to salvage the play by sitting down to explain the artistic vision, but she was already asleep. AFK. Seno sat there in the gloom, wondering if the friendship achievement was actually bugged. Nekozane clocks out mid-class, face down on the desk. Pure professional sleeper energy. A classmate blasts a paper megaphone. She snores like royalty. Minato winces and plans his opener. He steals up, goal locked. He wants friendship, not gossip, with the desk neighbor. He walks and runs a mental report. Loves cats, sleeps a ton. Everything else is fog. Heel skids, brain alarms. Wait, he does not even know her first name. Social math kicks in. He worries he acted rude while blanking on her name. He imagines asking straight up, plus a chat application swap. His heart thunders. Abort mission. New plan loads. The class journal holds receipts. He grins like he solved algebra. He flips to duty logs, confident she wrote the full tag. Victory feels close. Pages whip fast. Only the surname glares back. Hopes crash like an error screen. He scans her comment. 2 words about weather. Teacher note threatens a scold speedrun. He freezes, torn between minding his business and stepping in. What should he do? End scene there. If you want part 2, comment catnap below please. He scans the room, runs the math, decides passive vibes might reveal her first name. He tightens his grip, crushes that fantasy, admits there's zero natural shot. Walking home, he analyzes etiquette. First names are rare. Honorific walls stay fortified. A calico chirps, tail up. His brain flips from romance theory to feline diplomacy. He crouches, offers a finger like a treaty, wonders if this fluffball roams solo. The nose boops his fingertip. Okay, we got a friendly. Defenses officially down. He pauses, brainstorming brand identity for the cat. Needs cute, crisp, and snackable. He auditions Tama and Mike, shakes his head, lands the finisher, Mugi. Mugi meows on cue. He grins. Maybe this cat solved his name problem. If you want part 2, comment catnap. He tests the name Mugi, and the furball meows on beat. He grins, thinking destiny approved. He whispers it's answering, heart skipping. The quiet girl clocks everything, face unreadable, energy suspiciously calm. He leans too far, heels betray him, and he eats pavement with zero dignity. She just watches. She pops up silent, squatting by Mugi. He clutches his chest, brain yelling ninja, heartbeat drumming crazy. She points at the tipped ear, calls it a Sakura cat, meaning locals care for it sometimes. He buffers hard. She taps the notch, says it looks like a cherry petal. The name sticks because it's petal-shaped. He flinches, blurts about cuts and pain. She stays steady, says anesthesia handles it, hand soothing the kitty. She lays it out clear. That tip marks spayed or neutered status. It's a permanent heads up, she adds. Rescue groups and veterinarians do this to prevent overflow and avoid cats getting sent to the lobby. He goes quiet. Those words hit like a bell. He breathes slow, realizing cute stories have heavy price tags. Mugi purrs. Lesson learned. If you want part 2, comment Sakura below. Mugi vents about humans breeding free while cats get regulated. He smirks, calling her statements huge. Minato catches the name Mugi and freezes. Inside, he thinks he's just triggered a landmine. He admits he named the stray on his own, scratches his head, and asks if that's weird. She hedges with a soft kinda. His soul leaves his body. He's frozen in polite panic. They sit by the fence, both stalling. He mutters he gets it. She's leaning in, searching words. She breathes in and breaks it into pieces. She's considering out loud, buying time and courage. She lays it out. Mugi's her first name, and it feels heavy to hear directly. She's guarding her space. He panics and fires an apology like a flare, hoping to reset the vibe. It echoes hard. He winces, admitting he's made it awkward. She waves it off, refusing drama and easing the tension. While petting the chill cat, she admits she's not used to first-name territory. It feels too close. Minato processes it, repeats her surname with honorific, and he's tripping over every syllable like a newbie. The cat springs away, no loyalty at all. They're tracking its tail, sharing a small silence. He rises, asks if she's heading home. She nods with a simple yep, boundaries respected. 2 kids, 1 stray, and a social minefield cleared. If you want part 2, comment Mugi below. He watches her calm profile and thinks he finally understands her. Breeze lifts her hair, his chest loosens. Doubt stalks in fast, he bites back hope, thinking he might be misreading everything again. That gap feels like a canyon, he squats. Knees protesting, decides she gives nothing, so he shields himself. Shadows spot his face as he swallows pride, choosing retreat over risk, calling it mercy on feelings. She tosses his name like a pebble over the fence, it lands, and his ears perk. He freezes mid-crouch, heart thumping loud, eyes flick up, praying he did not imagine that. She studies him and guesses his full name. He squeaks inside, plotting coolness. Sweat says betrayal out loud. He blurts confirmation, voice cracking like cheap ice. She points it out gently, and his soul faceplants. Does she roast him or rescue him with a smile? If you want part 2, comment Mugi below. She strides away, backpack swaying. His heart sprints, mind screaming. Remember every detail, play it cool. He side glances, eyes bright, breath tiny. Boom! She remembered his full name, and his ego pops back like confetti. He demolishes dinner, humming. Family clocks the grin and pokes. He bluffs, brain chanting do not leak. Can he keep this win secret, or will that grin leak tomorrow? If you want part 2, comment Mugi below. Seno sets a mission, befriend Nekozane. He replays Catgirl memory and power walks, plotting openers. Problem hits. She naps like a pro. He slides the door, times his shot, breath steady. Target locked. She's awake and locked on her phone, earbuds in, totally zoned on something. He stiffens, clutching the strap. Heart hammers. He thinks, this is it, launch a safe topic. He blurts it loud, voice spiking. Are you watching a video? Like a full send? She barely blinks. She says yes. Minimalist reply slices momentum like a guillotine. Air freezes, both hold position. Conversation deleted. My guy whiffed the combo like lag kicked in. He prays to advisor Takata, the social wizard. Bro begs for buffs like hopeless ranked play. She keeps talking, calling it a good time killer. He relaxes, shoulders drop, hope flickers. He leans in. He asks what she watches, guesses cats, already picturing whiskers and tiny mews. She drops it deadpan. A high-pressure washer. His brain short circuits, like wait, that's the content, she explains. Water blasts grime in satisfying lines. In her head, stress peels off with each swipe. He scrambles for commentary. Tongue trips. He thinks, follow her lead. Do not brick the vibe. He blurts it out. That's rare. She never opens up like this. His eyes sparkle disbelief. She nods. Steady. Yes. Calm delivery says, relax, dude. The doors finally cracked open. Silence spreads across empty desks. 2 players queue for round 2. Is friendship about to load? That's the chapter. If you want part 2, comment pressure washer below. Night hums quiet as Takata dials. Seno answers, eyes glued to cleansing chaos, brains split. Takada hears the sha-yo through speaker. Seno apologizes, claiming harmless browsing while curiosity power washes his dopamine. He explains the appeal straight-faced. Pressure washer cleanup, candy slicing, crushing stuff, looping satisfaction hijacks, lizard brain focus. 4 hours disappear to Takada loses it, roasting him like bro discovered forbidden detergent. Takada probes if school wrecked him. Seno pivots back to her, heart drumming, courage loading like a patch. He admits the chat face-planted, sentences tangled, silence stretched, confidences draining while he forces a shrug. Memory pings. She watches similar clips at school, so he maps a plan, mirror tastes, open lanes. He decides to binge her shows for ammo, curiosity hums, when Takada texts heavy support right on cue. Those words hit different. Seno blushes, mumbles thanks, spine straightening. Resolve cures like concrete after rain. New plan loaded, hearts unjammed. If you want part 2, comment pressure washer below. Takada pumps brakes, tells Seno he can't overinvest. He files it, watches morning calm mask brewing awkwardness. Polite Seno fires a calm greeting. He's running reconnaissance. Nekozane clutches strap, answers soft. Sweat betrays nerves. She checked the video he mentioned. She's gauging his taste, wonders if this bait earns trust. He can't find the words. He praises the glow-up, admits trance vibes, asks her to agree. She adjusts her earbud and flat denies interest. She's playing it off as curiosity, protecting image and distance. She flips her phone, cats as smokescreen. Seno salutes the dodge. He's accepting truce. Muse erase every awkward atom. He clocks the dodge and updates strategy. He'll go full cat content or press the fascination button. We're just warming up. If you want part 2, comment cat tax below. Seno slumps, begging for a hole to swallow him, replaying that miss until his pride cramps. Nekozane slides into his space with the phone. He clamps his bag, squeaks, brain blue screened. She says it is Shiratama from the other day. He short circuits, wondering what rumor bomb is armed. Her eyes lock on the screen. The earbud wire sways. Silence thickens. His shoulders unclench a notch. An earbud shoves home. Audio pops alive. She apologizes and checks if his ears catch it now. She leans in, nose close. His chest drums loud. Words jam. He blurts a shaky nothing to stall. In his head, he begs calm, but the heartbeat drowns everything. He apologizes, blaming fickle ears. She snorts a tiny laugh. He exhales, swears her personal space meter is broken, relief trickling back. She brightens, shows the clip, asking if she looks adorable. He clocks the trap and prepares agreement. Fluster hits, he tilts back, resets focus, nods fast like yes, totally watching, totally present, promise. The outside holds their voices. He apologizes again. She waves it off. A tiny Mew seals cat agenda. Classroom truce holds. Cat content wins. If you want part 2, comment cat tax below.